Hello, welcome to the channel. This is my little part of Japan. I bought an Akiya, actually three of them, 4 months ago, and I've spent about 4 weeks in total renovating one of them. As you can see, I'm in a relatively small town in Hashimoto in Wakayama Prefecture, right next to the Kinakawa River, surrounded by mountains, and it's a very quiet place to be. This is the roof of Akiya number 1. I'm going to do a walkthrough of the house to show what's happened in the last 4 months. You can see the lighter coloured tiles there. That's the extension on the house. It was done back in the 80s, but the original roof is 1960s. Next door, there's Akiya number 2, a little 2-story house. And next to that, Akiya number 3, a little single-story house. I've been doing some work on those houses too, but I'll cover that in other videos. So for now, let's recap Akiya number 1. My little street here doesn't have a lot in the way of street lighting at night. So I've rigged up a little LED light here, light activated, with a solar panel to charge it, which I've rigged up on top of the roof there with a whole lot of cable ties just to get a better angle. So it'll be a little bit less gloomy when we come home late at night. So my mini garden here on the side of the house. I've put down weed mat and gravel and a few nice rocks. Not exactly a Zen garden yet, but definitely an improvement, and hopefully a bit less weeding work when I come back next time. This part I'm having to leave clear for the moment until we get our first crop of chilies. Coming along nicely. But these plants will almost certainly die in winter, so on our next trip we'll probably be tearing them out and I'll continue the gravel. So the balcony looks fairly presentable now. Just have to give this wall a coat of paint. Out here I've just planted a cherry tree, a Japanese sakura. Don't know how well it's going to grow in that soil, but we'll see. It's only 1,000 yen. So we're still sanding back this hallway. Looks like that won't get finished on this trip, but I need to have something to do next time. If this wall got finished, and I'll put in both of the doors again. So this is now a functional single bedroom, and we've actually started storing stuff in the cupboards. Not sure if that happened before or after I got the keys. Oh, there we go, pretty much fixed using a toothpick. You'd have to know that was there to notice it. Through here, we're going to keep this as a very Japanese style room. I'm probably going to put a kotatsu table in the middle, and I've got these floor cushions, or I'll probably also get some floor seats that have a backrest on them. This room has very nice decorations on the sliding panels, slightly more upmarket handles as well. But all I've really done in here is pick up a little decoration from the local second-hand shop, and I've gotten rid of the wood rail that was on this wall and all the cabling for TV antennas that was up there. These tatami are actually really clean and good to walk on, even though they're quite old. So for now I'm keeping those. Out here the refinished floor looks a lot better. I still have to do the door frames, so still working on them. Started sanding them, as you can see. And we've acquired a plant. These curtains replaced some very old ones. Finally got clean windows too, which is nice. And a hanging rack for our clothes. There's that sakura cherry tree I planted recently. Still got more plans for this area, obviously. But again, that's going to have to wait for next time. This old toilet here, I've looked into the cost of upgrading that. It's not so much the cost of putting in a toilet bowl as it is upgrading the tank below it to either a proper septic tank or connecting it to the sewer. Ultimately way too expensive. It cost me probably around 10 grand US to get it done. So that room I'm just going to permanently lock and pretend it doesn't exist. I will change this vanity for something a bit newer, even though this is still functional. We're going to have to do something about this wall. Over the last 60 years a lot of things have bumped into it or been spilt on it. So I'm going to have to refinish that because it's a bit of an eyesore. I'm going to take this railing off too. That was put in for the sake of much older residents. And the kitchen. If you've been watching the series, you'll know most of what I've done in here. The whole floor has been recovered in vinyl tiles, which lighten things up a lot. Likewise the walls, which are now fresh white wallpaper. The kitchen unit we didn't change, we just cleaned it and added some fresh silicone. And on this trip we added a new tap because the other one was a bit old and weird. I still haven't updated this fan. That was one of the things I wanted to do on this trip, but it hasn't happened. I did add some fly screen to it though to keep the mosquitoes out. This fire blanket I brought from Australia because I couldn't find one for sale here, and they're a really sensible thing to have in a kitchen. We're now using the big fridge, and I haven't got around to moving this small fridge upstairs where it will serve as a beer fridge. Table and chairs I bought at Hard Off. I think it was about 8,000 yen, and it suits the room quite well, I think. Next, the laundry, which has been all wallpapered, as you would have seen. I was thinking about putting a tub in here, but decided not to. Leaves more room for things like this drying rack. And you can always just use a plastic tub, which is what they usually do in Japan. Make use of the bathroom / wet room. Again, I haven't done anything new in here, and all I did before was a bit of fresh silicone around the bathtub. Basically with a clean up, this room is perfectly usable, but at some point I will be doing a full bathroom renovation. This room we now refer to as the guest bedroom because usually it has a guest in it. New curtains, a lamp, a new second-hand bed. That doorway blocked off a bit more neatly, and this mat on the floor. Basically, not much else needed to be done in here. It already had a modern light. A nice beer poster on the wall there. I would like to refinish the walls here for obvious reasons, but for right now it does the job of being a guest bedroom pretty well. If you've been watching the Reno series, you'll know that I painted this room. I removed the tatamis, and we've just got a rug over the top of the parquetry floor. New curtains, new ceiling paint and light, and that's about it. That door we just keep permanently closed. This room out here tends to be where we keep our rubbish until it's the right day to chuck it out. Haven't really done anything in here apart from remove some of the hooks from the walls and add a couple of better ones. In the garage, no change really, except now there's usually a car in here. And it just barely fits under that shelf at the back, which is a bit of luck. I did have to remove the bench that was in there, of course. But it's quite a luxury in Japan to have a garage, especially one with an automatic door. Through here I've got all new wallpaper on the walls, and we've removed the splashback stainless panel and the tap. And finally, my western lounge room. It's where we spend most evenings. Biggest changes here really are the furniture, which I picked up almost entirely second-hand. We put a rug over the old tatamis, which weren't in terrible shape. They just weren't good enough to leave uncovered. I've added a TV on the wall here, a little compost system, and a PlayStation, which I actually had in Australia, even though it's a Japanese PlayStation. Long story. Anyway, yeah, that stuff all second-hand again. Put on fresh curtains and some old Japanese beer posters that I also had in Australia, but they make a lot more sense here. That one actually covers a mark on the wall, so it works out well. And I had an air conditioner installed here. There was already a hole in the wall where there had been one, so I thought I might as well have one again. I'd like to get these sliding doors recovered, but otherwise there's not really anything this room needs. So continuing upstairs, what we've really done on the landing is give it a bit of a clean. Still want to do some more work to this timber to make it look better. We put in new curtains. The old ones were hilarious but awful. This thing's actually a heater. Certainly don't need that on this trip, but we did last time. I've removed the concrete block from the door, and it turns out that this is where the switches were hiding for this light. Which now works. Haven't done anything else in this room yet, apart from putting that couch in it, which is actually a fold-out futon as well. Basically, the upstairs bedrooms are just going to be used as sort of overflow accommodation if I happen to have a lot of friends stay over. If they do, they'll want to do it in winter because it is very hot up here with no aircon. This is another used bed I picked up. This flooring, once we cleaned it a bit, actually doesn't look too bad, so I'm probably going to leave that. My wife actually wants to keep this wallpaper. Can't really understand why, but I'll have to get some sort of piece of furniture to hide this mark here, which would have been caused by a piece of furniture. This room, again, haven't changed anything. Pretty worn out old tatamis. The flooring's actually fine. I think it just needs a good clean. Maybe a fresh coat of lacquer. And the walls are good too, with the funny sparkly bits inside the rendering. Once again, I've forgotten the name for that stuff. Again, we put in new curtains here. One other thing we found is this cool poster advertising Nagano and Hakuba in particular, probably about the time they had the Winter Olympics there. I can't see a date on it, but the outfit pretty much gives you all the date you need. So here is my completed awning and my completed balcony. Picked up this little camping outdoor set, which I can also use for camping, and a little stainless coal-fired barbecue, all ready for when it is a bit less hot. So ironically, summer is about the last time you want to be having a barbecue outside in Japan. I put some foam on this thing because I've hit my head on it enough times already. Gonna have to put something on that hook too. And the builders reaffixed those 3 tiles for me that had come adrift. And next time I come here, in 3 or 4 months' time probably, it should be really nice. Sitting out here, looking at the mountains, and grilling some meat. Thanks for watching. I'll be back again soon with another chapter. Cheers.